What the hell? What the hell, man? One Piece chapter 763. So this whole thing with the D, this will of D, D this, D that, D that, it keeps popping up. So we find out that Law has that letter in his name too. And at first I was like, okay, guess him and Luffy are like related or something, right? But then Corazon just picks him up and he says, look, if that D, if that alias is really true, you cannot be anywhere near Doflamingo. You can't be anywhere near my brother. This can't happen. You need to get the hell away from here before something happens to you. And just the level of expression. The level of expression on his face when he's saying it. The level of seriousness. The way that his face is shaded in on the last page. The shock that is on Law's face. This is a huge plot point. But what's Doflamingo's issue? And why is this in the same chapter where you see Doflamingo, his calm is shaken? If you don't know what I mean by his calm is shaken, this is the chapter where we see more Doflamingo's past. We see his family being hunted. We see graphic detail how they were suspended, nailed to the side of a building, tied up, tortured, beaten. He watches his mom pass away. He watches his father crying, begging for his life to end to save his kids, begging the celestial dragons to take him back in, take the children back in, take the wife back in, and also the father can suffer so the family can live. Like, when he wakes up from that flashback, that dream sequence that he has, that was a flashback, he's shaking. He puts those glasses on. And what's interesting is like those glasses are hiding his true emotions, just like the smile. And I can totally relate to the whole thing of smiling because I've been there, where I've had that boiling, bubbling rage to the point where all I can do is smile. Because otherwise I'll fucking lose it. And so I relate to Doflamingo on this. I really do, but what's really shaking me on this is, are they trying to say this? And I might be reading too much in this. But it's just a symbolism here. Are they trying to say that Doflamingo, if not has a fear for this D, then there's a deep hatred? Or like the D people, the people who have D in their name, are they the ones who were hunting down Doflamingo and his family? And the reason why I ask that is it's very curious. It's very curious. Like the chapter literally opens up. The chapter literally opens up with us seeing Doflamingo being hung from the window sill, fire beneath him. We see his family being hurt. We see everyone shouting about how the celestial dragons made people slaves, plucked out their eyes. How one guy's daughter was made a slave and she wouldn't speak a word of what happened, alluding to, I feel, sexual deviancy that happened there. And she killed herself 3 days later. Because, I mean, that's something that's happened with sex workers when they've re-entered society. They can't handle stuff that's happening. I mean, the whole thing with, what's-her-face, with, not Nico Robin, with Boa Hancock and her sisters, there was something else kind of hinted at there. So, I mean, and Oda hasn't shied away from touching controversial topics. I mean, it's interesting. It opens up with Doflamingo with his darkest moments, with that fear. And now when it ends, and his brother is saying, like, my brother can't find out the truth. He can't find this out. If it does, you're screwed. I mean, this is, it's not a coincidence. Like I said, I just can't put my finger on it. And this is one of the things that really, I love it as a reader, but as a writer, it really pisses me off, okay? And in a good way. I love it in that, as a reader, I don't know what's coming. As a writer, as I read this, I can see the obvious foreshadowing. And it's just like, I want to know how you're tying this together. I want to know. Like, if this was being workshopped, or if I was an editor for this, I would know what the end game is. And so I could see how you're piecing it together. Because the way Oda writes, he funnels. And I've talked about this before a lot of times. Like, funneling is where you take small things that seem unrelated, and then as more stuff gets poured into the funnel, as more story gets written, everything starts to narrow out, and all of a sudden it fits together. And I guess the best way to put it is like if you picture a funnel, right? It's really, really wide at the top, but at the bottom it's very narrow. It's the same thing when you're writing. Everything is kind of all spaced out, but then everything ties together neatly as it starts getting closer to the end. And so it's just like I see something here, but I can't quite see where he's taking this. And so what I really like is that Doflamingo takes in what is essentially somebody he's afraid of in law, and he says like, hey man, I'm going to make you an officer in 10 years. I know you say you'd be dead in 3. Hey, we specialize in devil fruits. We'll probably find a devil fruit to cure you. Just hang in there, little man. You know, I see great potential in you. And he doesn't know that Corazon took that stab from Law. And all of a sudden, he's looking. It's like, yeah, you did what needed to be done. And he didn't really answer him. He just protected him. And so, I mean, this is interesting. This is interesting. Now, you can see Doflamingo probably killed him for lying to him. So, I mean, this is interesting, man. But I want to know what you guys think. I really want to know what you guys think, man. How do you feel? How do you feel about the way that this chapter opened up and ended? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.